Today, I'm going to talk about DPR, which, if you know me, is nothing new. I love DPR so much. Daven and Christian's music and their music videos and the interactions that I've had with them have genuinely changed my life. But I'm not here to talk about Daven or Christian. I want to talk about the two other members that are currently headliners for the upcoming world tour, DPR CREAM and DPR ARTIC. Because I never got a chance to react to the albums between my own mental health struggles, my health struggles, and just trying to find time for myself amid what turns out to be like an almost 80-hour work week for me on most days. I did not have time to record reactions to CREAM or ARTIC's new album. And I hate that because I love them and their music so much, and I feel like I haven't done them justice because they don't have dedicated videos on this channel. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to be going to this tour that may not know CREAM and ARTIC as well as some like longtime dreamers do. And so I want to give my insight on them and their music, and I mostly just want to talk about what I know of them and their music, nothing too deep or personal. This isn't like an info dump on everything about them, their astrology, their birth date, all of that kind of stuff. I want to talk about the music and what they've done for me as I got to know them. So we're going to start with DPR CREAM, and I adore CREAM and his music. I believe his real name is 𝘊𝘶𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨? I think I'm saying that right, but if I'm not, you guys can correct me. I've only simply ever called him CREAM. That's just how I have referred to him, unlike with Daven or Christian, where for some reason I default to their real names. I may eventually get to a point where with CREAM and ARTIC, I default to their real names as well, but for now, this is how I've been referring to him. And I have been obsessed with his musical styling since I got into DPR. And I learned that he is the one that is behind most of the musical productions and the musical taste and stylings of DPR. I have been obsessed. I love what Ian has been doing with his music recently and him working on his songs himself with CREAM's input and ARTIC's input as well. Like, getting the mix of all their styles has been amazing, but I do love when CREAM finally steps out on his own to produce music because it is some of my favorites. I have listened to Color Drive so much, and just the, what was it, the 𝘊𝘥𝘪𝘮𝘢 EP, I think it was, or was that Planet 737? The Voyager 737, that was that one, and it was considered a single because it was Color Drive, Problems. Like, I loved those two songs. I was so mad that that was all there was off that because it was so good. And like, I think Voyager was where we got our introduction to like the world of 737 and the DPR like planet that they're building. So that was a beautiful introduction by using CREAM's music, and I absolutely adored it. There is something about the way he produces music and what he is able to do. He is able to pull emotions from you without needing any words, and that is why I love his music. He is a genuine producer. He loves music more than life, and you can tell when you watch him perform. We did get to see, for the tour in 2022, I think it was, we did get to see a little bit of CREAM performing for the intro and for some of the, I think it was some of the, was it the midsection? We did see a bit of CREAM performing, but I wish I could go on tour to see him have a whole set to himself, because you can tell just how into the music he gets when he is up on stage and he's in front of his keyboard. You can see just how passionate he is about the music that he is making. And my favorite thing about his recent album is the fact that it's a 2-disc album, and God, I wish I could have it. I had to pick and choose what I got this year. Concert ticket wise, CD wise, I've had to be very particular about it because I have not had a lot of money to spare. But this is one that I do eventually want to get, because you have the main disc, disc 1, which is the song with the vocals and everything, and then disc 2, which is all the instrumentals. And I love that even without the vocals and without the words, the songs can still stand on their own, and the music itself is still that impactful. I believe CREAM produced most of the stuff that was in the DPR, the little like documentary trailer they did, The Colors of DPR, I think it was. CREAM produced most of the instrumentals for that, if not all of them. And I have been obsessed with even just those. They were dropped on the Archive album, and I finally was able to get my hands on them because I wanted to use those for like my own edits and my own music videos. I did a DPR live edit to one of the songs off the Archive album. I don't know where that edit has ended up after all these years in whatever computer it is in. But I know not everyone can like see images in their head, and not everyone can see like vivid images in their head, but when I listen to music, I see crystal clear music videos more often than not surrounding nature or my characters for my books, but I will always see some sort of a landscape in my head for a visual vision. And CREAM's music really pulls out that side of me because I can very clearly picture his songs working in millions of different videos and millions of different stories. There is just something it's like being a storyteller without words is what it feels like when I listen to a lot of CREAM's music. And that is just what I aspired to be when I did want to produce music. I wanted to do something like this. And I love to see another producer with this much passion. There's a lot of music producers out there who are passionate, but this is a whole nother level. The amount of creativity that goes into this phenomenal. And the other amazing thing about this album with Psych Red? Yeah. This album doesn't feel like, 12, 13 different songs? When I first listened to it, I was listening to it while I was doing other things because it kind of helps me process the music just a little bit better. And I never fully realized when a song transitioned. And it never felt like it was, sometimes that's a bad thing, obviously. Sometimes when you listen to music and it feels like the song is going right into the next one, it's kind of like, oh, this is the same exact thing, there's nothing different here. This is not the case. This album tells a story. Every song bleeds into the next one absolutely perfectly, and it doesn't ever feel like it's copying or repeating or repetitive. Everything feels like it flows perfectly. This album feels like it could be one whole song. Hell, there's a couple of them that I think would have been perfect if he had just put them together instead of separating them, but I'm sure they were two different tracks, probably with two different keys, and they're a little bit harder to mix, but I think that this blends so perfectly together that you could honestly just make an entire music video with just these songs going this way. You could do a whole mini movie with the songs in this order. I don't think I listen to Psych Red unless I've saved like a couple of songs on other playlists. When I want to listen to just this album, I listen to it in order. This is one of the few albums I don't go and shuffle later on, because I always make sure when I listen to new albums to take off shuffle. Artists put a lot of thought and care into the way their songs are placed in the album, so I always recommend listening to it off shuffle to start with, and then you can go and shuffle it later. But for this one, I can't bring myself to shuffle if I'm listening to the whole album. I have to listen to it from beginning to end in that order because it all flows perfectly together. CREAM is he makes masterpieces with music. He really, really does. And I really wish that he got more appreciation for that than he does. So I hope that when you guys go to this concert, you guys give a lot of love to CREAM during his set and you guys learn the songs and some of the lyrics so that you can hype him up like he deserves, because he is amazing. He is just... He makes me want to produce music again. He makes me want to try again with producing music, because this is the kind of stuff my teachers said wasn't good and wouldn't get me anywhere in the industry, and they scared me away from making music. But CREAM genuinely makes me want to try again with making music. He has been such an inspiration, and I'm so happy that I found DPR, because the entire collective has been an inspiring group of people to watch over the years as they have grown and come together through hardships. It has been amazing. And so yeah, that's my thoughts on DPR CREAM. I could continue waxing crappy poetic about his music, because surprisingly when I don't write, I'm really good with words. I write books for a living, but sometimes the words just don't come to me. The third one that is going to be headlining on this tour with Ian and Cream is DPR ARTIC, and I am so jealous to all of you in Seoul who have seen him live at many, many events beforehand, and to all of you who are seeing him on tour, because that was the one thing during the 2022 tour that I wish I had seen, which was more of ARTIC and his performances, because ARTIC wasn't really back then like a big prominent figure in the DPR collective. Not as many people knew about him, but I don't remember how I stumbled into his profile page and his style of music, because he was a DJ and he did remixes and he performed at a lot of different clubs. I don't remember how exactly I stumbled into his profile, but I was trapped as soon as I did. Like, I loved his styling when it came to performances, and watching some of his old like DJ performances and some of the stuff that he did when people would post videos, because he almost only ever does performances in Seoul because he lives there. So like I would watch those and I'd be like, man, he is also really passionate about music and really good at this style of music. The dance, the remix, the kind of DJ heavy alternative stuff, he's really, really good with. He knows what he's doing with a mix board, and it was really amazing to watch. So when they announced that he was actually coming out with an EP as well, I'm not gonna lie, I lost my shit. I am so mad that I do not own this one, because I really, really, really want to have ARTIC's merch and ARTIC's album. I want to own it because I want to show my support for him, because he's like, while not new to the group, he is the newer one of the performing artists. So I know there's a lot of fans that don't know ARTIC very well. And hell, I don't even know him very well personally, but I love his music stylings and his energy. From all the behind the scenes videos and stuff that I've watched of him, his energy is amazing, and the songs that he makes are so, so good. With his album, 𝘊𝘫𝘮𝘕, somebody tell me how to pronounce it, because I know for a fact I'm saying it wrong, and I've never actually checked with the boys what this, how I'm supposed to pronounce it is. Just someone tell me how I'm supposed to pronounce the album so I don't sound stupid, please. But with this album, I was honestly surprised, because at first he did his Do or Die feature with Ian, which I thought was a great way to like start him off, introduce him to newer fans who might not know who he is. Have Ian sing the vocals while he does the music for it, because ARTIC doesn't sing. I'd be curious what his singing voice is like. I don't think I've ever heard him, so I'd be very curious about that. But for now, he just does music, which I'm perfectly fine with, because the instrumentals for Do or Die are absolutely phenomenal. I was immediately hooked and immediately obsessed, and that music video is also in my YouTube rotation as well. Yeah, I think it's still on my main playlist too. Do or Die I still listen to a lot. What I was worried about though, because Ian was a feature and I knew ARTIC was more of the DJ kind of dance style music, I wasn't sure if it was gonna do what some artists do with these type of artists, where it's all features and all vocals and not just instrumentals. And obviously, I was very, very pleasantly surprised to find that there were not all vocals on this album, and some of them were just ARTIC's music. And that was amazing. 𝘊𝘪𝘮𝘓 is definitely my favorite off the album. Slightly above Do or Die. They're very close. And what amazed me listening to this album was it was very similar to CREAM, in the fact that it like strikes that creativity in my brain, and I just come up with all these scenarios and all these images of like, this would be a great music video, or this song would work perfect in this scene. Like, it did exactly what CREAM's music does, which not a lot of artists can do. There's not as many nowadays that are this passionate and this caring with the way they produce their music that cause that spark of creativity. I have several edit ideas for all of the songs off this album, but I probably won't be able to get to all of them, but they're there in the back of my head. So I know that I have seen ARTIC perform at Head in the Clouds 2023, so that was, last year's Head in the Clouds. We saw ARTIC there with the boys as well, and that was awesome. And so the fact that he is now one of the main headliners on this upcoming tour, I am so proud, because I don't even remember how Arctic like officially joined the collective or anything like that, but I absolutely love, like I said, his energy when he performs, and this new style of music. It adds that next level sound, and I think it fits even more perfectly with the style it seems that Ian is going towards right now, with more the dance style. It makes sense that Arctic would fit like really perfectly into the collective at this moment, as they're kind of trying different styles and doing different sounds. More than anything, I'm just happy that Arctic is getting a bit more spotlight. I know DJs and producers don't always want the spotlight. A lot of them are more comfortable on the back burner doing their own thing, but I love that he is getting this kind of spotlight, because he deserves the spotlight just like CREAM does. They are both amazing, amazing producers, and I'm so happy that they're finally gonna be doing headlining stuff. I haven't watched all the videos from the first stop in Seoul, or the first 2 days in Seoul. I haven't watched all the videos of the tour. I'm sure somebody's got them on YouTube that I can go watch, and I know after they perform in LA, I'll definitely get on and look at some of the videos, because I know the venue they're performing at in LA, because it's the same one they did for their last tour. And I'm definitely going to watch all those videos from Arctic and CREAM's set and then gush over them probably on this channel with you guys, if that's something you would like to see, because I adore everyone in DPR. And don't worry, I'm still going to gush about Ian's music and Ian's production style as well. I love how they all seem to find the perfect people that fit into this mold that they have made. Like, they don't even know exactly what it is their mold is, I don't think, because they just kind of go with what they feel is right, and yet by doing that, they have found more people that fit that styling perfectly. John, Live, Klein, Ian, some of the other behind the scenes people that I have seen as well on some of Ian's lives that work with them, CREAM, Arctic, they all mesh so perfectly together. And it's just, they all fold in and make the perfect collective sound for DPR. Like, everyone gets to shine in their own way while still working beautifully together. And that will always be my favorite part about DPR. I'm so excited to see the videos coming from this tour of Arctic and CREAM sets, of Ian's sets, and I'm excited for whatever comes next for DPR. If there's ever more members added, when Live decides he's ready to come back, like, I am excited no matter what the outcome for the collective is. I'm going to be here. I will be a dreamer forever. DPR has definitely changed my life. And for Arctic and CREAM specifically, these two genuinely make me want to make music again. I may try, because I've been so inspired by their music and what they've been doing, that it brings that spark back that all my schooling for music killed. And I think because of them, I may try and dabble in it again. But that is DPR Arctic and DPR CREAM, the two lesser known members of the DPR collective. Please, please, please listen to their albums before you see them on tour and give them a lot of support and cheers during their stages. I would love to see more fans embrace them as well. Ian loves these boys more than life, and you can tell that when you see the behind the scenes stuff and you see them all together. They're genuinely a family, and he wants you to support them as much as you support him, and I know that for a fact. That's why I made this video, because everyone in DPR deserves love and the spotlight. So please, please, please give these boys a chance, and even if their music isn't really your cup of tea, still show support on tour, because you paid to see all three of them. So please go out, enjoy the concerts, enjoy them for me. This concert I did have to pass up on because money, and there were like 5 concerts I wanted to go to here at the end of the year, and I had to pick one, and that was torture. Don't ask me who I chose, because I hate it as it is, because I don't like their company, but it's also my only chance to see them. Like, I know DPR will be back in LA. With Ian living here now, I know they're gonna come back. There will be a tour somewhere down the line in the future, and who knows? I'll hopefully have money by then to go see them, and maybe by then I might actually be producing music in this industry. Anything can happen in the years to come. Thank you guys, though, for watching this. I hope that you enjoy my take on all of the music and my thoughts on the DPR collective. Like I said, go out, enjoy the tour, take some videos, and I will definitely watch whatever you guys post from this tour. I am so excited for this. It's gonna be a long tour for them, so I do hope you boys get some rest at some point amid all these stops. Take care of yourselves and keep doing what you're doing. It is amazing and inspiring.